Hello and welcome to the Tuesday, December 11th, 2024 edition of the SANS and Storm Center's Stormcast. My name is Johannes Ulrich and today I'm recording from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Microsoft Patch Tuesday, so of course let's start with what Microsoft had to offer. Today we got patches for 71 different vulnerabilities, which doesn't consider some of the Chromium vulnerabilities affecting Microsoft Edge. 16 of these vulnerabilities were considered critical, and we do have one vulnerability that already had been exploited. This vulnerability is yet another privilege escalation vulnerability in the Windows Common log file system driver. This subsystem did have a number of similar vulnerabilities in the past. Given that it's already being exploited, it's certainly significant. Secondly, we do have 9 different critical vulnerabilities, so that's more than half of the critical vulnerabilities this Tuesday in the Windows Remote Desktop Services. Exposing remote desktop services to the internet, of course, is a vulnerability in itself, even not considering these vulnerabilities that were being addressed today. An exploit here may, however, lead to a remote code execution. So, well, yet another reason not to expose your remote desktop services. Of course, this could still be used for lateral movement. And talking about lateral movement, we do have 2 remote code execution vulnerabilities in LDAP that are also considered critical. One of them with a CVSS score of 9.8, and then sort of a blast from the past. If you remember the Blaster worm, yet another remote code execution vulnerability in the LSAS service. This one appears to be a bit tricky to exploit, given that it's a timing vulnerability where the attacker would have to win a particular race condition. So overall, nothing overly exciting here, nothing that sort of will end the world as we know it anytime soon. Get those patches rolled out. I don't think there's a reason to specifically prioritize or expedite any patches. Just follow your standard patch routine. But Microsoft isn't the only one releasing patches today. We also do have a patch for some critical vulnerabilities from Ivanty for their cloud services application. One of these vulnerabilities has a CVSS score of a perfect 10. That's an authentication bypass in the admin web console. Again, something you probably shouldn't expose, but this would allow a remote unauthenticated attacker to gain full administrative access. Then we also have 2 9.1 vulnerabilities. One is a command injection vulnerabilities. That one requires authentication. The second one, a SQL injection vulnerability, also requiring authentication. Version 5.03 is the patched version you do want to run right now. And Sentinel-1 published a blog post kind of rediscovering that Visual Studio Code has this interesting tunnel feature that can be abused for command control. I think I covered this a couple of months or so ago already, but a good reminder that yes, these developer tools, they do have sort of their own possibilities here, of course, and attacks against developers, something that I'm always kind of on the lookout for. And in addition to Patch Tuesday, we also got a document from the Microsoft MSRC with some of the plans that Microsoft has for NTLM. Remember, yesterday I talked about how NTLM is yet again sort of being abused in these SMB leaks. This vulnerability, by the way, has not been addressed and apparently isn't going to get addressed until April. But the bigger picture here is that Microsoft is trying to get rid of NTLM, and as a first step in the operating systems being released next year, and it's Windows Server 2025 as well as Windows 11, 24H2 NTLM version 1 has been removed and HTML version 2 deprecated. The document also includes links to mitigations for NTLM Relay and also how Exchange Server and Active Directory, LDAP and such can be better protected. Well, and that's it for today. Thanks again for listening, and please recommend this podcast to any friends and colleagues and the like, and talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.